But you got to find a schedule for yourself. For me, I'm going to wait until higher highs before I start taking my 10% off the top. Big crypto ad scene in New York City. Decentralized games, Ice Poker. DG is partner up with both Mana and Theta. Have a nice day. Okay. Do you think Solana Cosmos Avalanche is over that to 5x? Yes, I do. Ultimate to 5x possibly. I mean, think about it. If Bitcoin's gonna go 3x or 4x, 5x would be conservative. They could go 5, 7. I've never staked before. Do I have to? No, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to stake at all. And there's different kind of staking. If you never staked before, you want to find a project and have staking right from their wallet. So all you have to do is hold on to their token and click stake, right? And then that's it. There's other kind of staking where you could, deposit into some kind of project, or a pool or a yield pool from AMM. I mean, those are probably beyond what you're ready for. So, I mean, just start with the basics. Nano, I don't like. I don't think they can compete with CDBCs or any other currency cryptos. Blocks chart on DEX tools. So if they're on DEX tools and they're not showing up, they're too new, Israel. So I'm sorry about that. Floki, another meme coin that has gone up quite a bit. There's a lot of meme coins I've covered. Okay, recently there's like 6 of them in the top 100. They all started shooting up.
Oh my god!
Because of SHIB, and I would say a lot of them does have some use. Okay, like whether it's a DEX or a mobile or whatever, but still they're very risky. They're very volatile, which is why some of them has gone down quite tremendously today. So if you're gonna get in, be aware that volatility goes both ways. You may enjoy the pumps, but they also come down too, right? So be careful when adding them to your portfolio, and just be, if you want to play a small amount or something, right? That's fine. But if you go very heavy into them, you may not be prepared for that volatility. KuCoin listed Arweave. Okay. Thoughts on One and Zilliqa? I like Harmony a lot more than Zilliqa. I mean, Harmony seems to have all the traction. Zilliqa's hanging in there, but they just don't have the same kind of traction Harmony does, or even, say, someone like Phantom, they're all EVM compatible chains. They're all based on basically sharding, right? It just seems like Zilliqa hasn't really caught that momentum. All right, last few questions. Did you see Nike and Microsoft getting the meta space? Yes. Nike for sure. I mean, that's just makes a whole lot of sense for them too. I didn't see about Microsoft, but I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. PIPX is like a security coin. It's an old security coin that I'm not a fan of. All right, guys. So we're in Moonvember. It officially started today, right? Bitcoin has gone up. Ethereum has gone up. Many crypto has gone up, which is why we're sitting at an all-time high. Fantastic. But it's only the beginning, guys. It's only the beginning. Can't wait to see what happens throughout this month. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the Bit Squad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name.
Hey everyone, it's Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Decentraland Mana, up to $2.94 with a 3.67% increase in just the last 24 hours. This is a coin we've been talking about for quite some time. If we actually go back, we can see a video here, June 16th, talking about Decentraland at 71 cents. A massive 71 cents at that time, and only barely over $1.1 billion. So we talked about where it could be headed. I told you guys that this had a huge potential being the metaverse, or being really the main metaverse in the crypto space. We take a look at Decentraland now, and it was exactly right. Now we're up to $5.5 billion, $2.94. We actually take a look at the all-time high push that went all the way up to $4.32. So we're going to talk about why this happened, where it's headed next, if I still believe in this coin, it's a good price to buy in or sell. So let's jump right on into it. The last week, guys, a 277 to 278% increase, an absolutely massive increase from 77 cents, 78 cents, 80 cents. We knew this time was coming for a massive push like this. It was just a matter of when. We knew Decentraland was a coin that had huge potential, had huge institutional as well as retail investors waiting on it. And, you know, that's exactly what we're seeing here in the last month. You can see it was just kind of stabilized around 70 to 80 cents, and then a massive push up. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So I want to talk a little bit about where we're headed next. Going into the first tweet, this is going to kind of help us kind of scope out where we think Decentraland is going and headed. The Decentraland DAO holds over 200 million mana, worth over $600 million at current prices, which will be used to improve the metaverse. The higher the mana price, the more resources are available to upgrade the metaverse. All decentralized. Yes, it's very cool. And he says, you know, Barry Silbert, if you guys aren't following him, by the way, he's a founder, CEO of DCG.co, so definitely check him out. You know, a guy that's always spilling the truth and helping out with, you know, every way he can in the crypto space. But this is exactly what I wanted to jump into. So what is the DAO? The Decentraland DAO is a decision-making tool for mana and land holders in Decentraland's virtual world. Through voting, the DAO, the community, can issue grants and make changes to the list of banned names, POIs, catalyst nodes, etc. So this is absolutely huge. The DAO is acting as a voting system, a way for the community to really issue certain votes and things in the way they see fit. This is kind of a cool idea, cool concept that we've seen before. Governance obviously being a very big concept in a lot of cryptocurrencies, but why is it so different when it comes to Decentraland? And it should be fairly obvious. A metaverse, a whole world, a whole united, you know, metaverse is exactly what Decentraland is going for. So get ready for the Metaverse Festival, October 21st through 24th. A Wonderland, you know, a lot of famous people basically coming to this Metaverse Festival. A lot of people that people want to talk to or talk about, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. A lot of famous people, like I said, jumping on board. I do want to jump a little bit farther into you know, what happened just recently, though, because that's the spike that we've been kind of waiting for, and it just took place. So a little-known cryptocurrency spiked 400% after Facebook changed its name to Meta. Little-known cryptocurrency Mana surged to an all-time high over the weekend amid excitement over Facebook changing its name to Meta. Mana is the native digital token of Decentraland, a self-proclaimed metaverse platform where users can buy and sell virtual properties. Crypto investors view Facebook's rebrand as a sign of growing acceptance of the metaverse trend. That's exactly what it is, and we're continuing to see, you know, the metaverse coins benefit off of that, and that's exactly what you'll see here in the next one as well. Virtual reality cryptocurrency soars following Facebook's rebrand. So Decentraland took huge benefit from Facebook rebranding to Meta. We also have more about that. Decentraland's Mana jumped 80% as Facebook rebrands fuels metaverse bets. So more and more people betting on the metaverse, making it successful in the future because of, you know, such a big following jumping into the metaverse now with, you know, Facebook following up Decentraland kind of being there first. Could be or breed big things for Decentraland. We also see Mana's leading position in the metaverse ecosystem will likely be solidified farther by Facebook's move to rebrand and focus on building its own extension to the digital world. And, you know, tokenized gaming has really taken off as a trend in the last few weeks. Decentraland is by far the most established of the bunch. So a lot of people talking about Decentraland in greater and better ways here in the most recent couple of weeks for sure. And, you know, it's always a coin that we've been talking about here on the channel, but just recently it's, you know, made a couple more articles, a couple more reasons to talk about it with this most recent increase. I do want to jump into this one as well. This article talks more about Enjin to hold its second annual NFT awards in Decentraland. Nominations are now open for projects in the global non-fungible token NFT community, metaverse, and themed award program to feature a renowned judging panel and industry-leading partners. Winners will be honored in a reward ceremony hosted in Decentraland on January 12th, 2022. So you guys got 2 dates to kind of look out for here now. We have the Engine second annual NFT awards in Decentraland, which isn't absolutely massive, but I will say it's definitely a good step in the right direction to continue to have these or establish these annual NFT awards in the metaverse altogether. But if we jump back over here, we can also take a look at I have to look for it. There we go. October 21st to the 24th, another date or set of dates to kind of watch out for as we get closer and closer to these. But as we look and we see here, so we established the annual NFT awards to commend innovation in our industry, and we look forward to recognizing the incredible progress made within the metaverse. Following a standout year for the NFT space, this community-driven event will feature and celebrate the world's most influential NFT projects. And we invite all creators and collectors to submit your favorite projects for consideration today. So more and more people are interested in this space of NFTs and the metaverse, and we are seeing that worldwide. It's not just going to be a thing that is happening in the crypto space. It's happening everywhere. People everywhere are hearing about this. And I just can't express how far I think Decentraland could take it, depending on the updates to their system, the progress within their platform. I do want to give it a quick refresh, see where we're at, and then talk about the future of the price prediction for the end of the year, the end of the bull market. So right now, $2.98, about pushing to $3 yet again. A 0.86% increase in the last 24 hours. We actually took a look at that last week, and that's where we saw the massive growth from about 80 cents all the way up to $4.33. If you take a look at the last year, by the way, we did have some nice pushes up to about $1.40, $1.55 during the last bull run. So it's great to see another bull run taking advantage of, or I should say Decentraland taking advantage of another bull run. But by the end of the year, we've done some TA. We've suggested some great price points, but with this most recent bubble push, that I don't really believe is a bubble, but a lot of people are calling it a bubble push. I do believe kind of Decentraland will continue on this route of increasing gradually at this point. I think we're going to have a little bit of volatility for the next couple of days and weeks. After that days and weeks are kind of over and done with, by the end of the year, I do suggest Decentraland pushing all the way up to about a $5 to $6 price point at the very least, depending obviously on a lot of things going into the end of the year. But by the end of the bull market, I do suggest Decentraland as a coin that could even make a farther push, maybe $7 to $10 at the very least. Market cap is still very low on Decentraland. This is a coin that could still do very well in the upcoming days and weeks ahead, so keep that in mind. $5.4 million market cap, much lower than a lot of great coins out there. So keep in mind that market cap, keep in mind that we could see Decentraland do bigger and better things here in the next couple of weeks and months ahead. I will say, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Making sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on down in the description below. We also have links to help you guys get started on so many different exchanges. We also have a Patreon if you guys want to get started with different pre-sales, IDOs, ICOs. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
And we're live, and we should be live. So, everybody, welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in crypto, break down bite-sized pieces. Today, what you've all been waiting for, DCA. Unfortunately, one of our three amigos is feeling a little bit burnt out. I think a lot of things going on with George over at Cryptos R Us. So, but you do get me and James over at Best Andrews. James, thanks for stopping by. See, so James talked to me. He said, "Hey, this is going to be a Halloween show," and I go, "That's a great idea." And he's got a cool costume. However, I will say this: we're going to talk about a couple of things, and I'll get into the costume in a little bit. But first of all, let me just say, just make some ground. Nobody do any super chats until the very end, because if you do a super chat towards the beginning, it gets lost in my feed because of the program that I use. So please hold all your super chats in the upper right-hand corner. It says no super chats. So wait till the end. Answer all your questions. The second thing is to keep ourselves going and moving in the right direction. At the very bottom here, you're going to see we've got our topics. So we're going to talk about the SEC spot ETF versus the Australia spot ETF, how they're doing it and protecting their consumers. We're going to talk about charts, 2017 versus 2021. But the reason why you're all here today, I think you're a little bit curious about this. Metaverse, tokenizing communities, and then we've already seen the ICO craze, the DeFi, and how that's taking over NFTs recently.
That shit was funny.
What's the next big thing?
Where'd she go?
And that's the things that we're going to talk about. So James, what do you think
boom.
about those
The
topics
boom.
today?
The boom.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. And then lastly, I just want to say, I Trust Capital, if you're looking for a Roth IRA, they just put out some new criteria, not criteria, the way that they actually put things out. And now instead of just putting this free, they're giving you $100 in Bitcoin just for selling it. And on top of that, the fees are going away. So if you're looking for a time to start the Roth IRA, links in the description. All right, let's get to it, shall we? So first things first, SEC Spot ETF. Let me share my screen, James. So I want to go over these two things quickly because it's good to go over the basics and Bitcoin why everything is moving in the right direction. So the thing I was curious about is about the whole lawsuit against Ripple. The SEC kind of bringing them in because they're talking about how they need to protect the consumer. And I just thought it was interesting that Australia came through and said, hey, we're going to not approve the futures, but actually a spot ETF. And here's what we're going to do to protect the consumer. It says, one required for fund managers is that they will need to appoint a Bitcoin custodial expert who is required to ensure crypto assets are held in safe and secure custody. Air-gapped cold storage through wallets which are subject to robust security practices. Redundant backups of seed phrases stored in geographically separate locations are also required, among some other things. So I just thought it was just a good way that, hey, if we want to protect the consumers, of course, we can talk about manipulation all day long. James knows about it because he plays in the traditional market space.
Man, for your life. back there. So nasty. Fuck out of here. No. No. Go. No, you animals. You animals. No. 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 Why did you leave? I'll never forget you. I already forgot.
So XDeFi Wallet is better than MetaMask, quite simply because it's multi-chain, and while in MetaMask it's primarily Ethereum/EVM, that's it. With XDeFi Wallet, it's compatible with more than Ethereum.
Correct. So
All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin, here with Aaron, and joined by founder Emil Dubé of cross-chain wallet XDeFi, which is known as the MetaMask killer. Emil, thanks for joining.
thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I would love to just tee it off. I think our audience has seen announcements in the news. You guys have a lot of notable backers for the XDeFi wallet. For somebody who's never heard of it before, what is XDeFi wallet?
Okay, so simply put, this is basically a cross-chain wallet that allows you to interact with different blockchain ecosystems, that allows you to send, receive, and store any type of tokens, irrespective of the native chain. Yeah, I'll put it this way, put it simply.
And why is it better than MetaMask, which has market domination at the moment?
Yeah, so I mean, like, look, big fan of what MetaMask has achieved. You know, I've been an early user, and I think today in the current environment, we're seeing like a multi-chain space really emerging. With at the end of last year, first with Binance Smart Chain, then with Solana, most recently like Terra, and plenty of different EVM-based networks as well. Today, you do need to have a tool that allows you to interact with all of these different ecosystems. Today, if you look into what are the alternatives to XDeFi wallet, it's mainly focusing on one single chain, meaning that like if you are a user that is chain agnostic and you want to enjoy at its fullest all of these different ecosystem, you basically need to have like several wallets, which is not ideal because it impedes on your ability to jump from an ecosystem to another in a timely manner, but also have to deal with different seed phrases and etc. So that's really what I think XDeFi wallet is interesting for, because it allows you to be fast in moving from an ecosystem to another, and also have everything in one place, which in the context of multi-chain space makes sense.
So XDeFi Wallet is better than MetaMask, quite simply because it's multi-chain, and while in MetaMask it's primarily Ethereum/EVM, XDeFi Wallet is compatible with more than Ethereum.
So I think I'm never trying to compare ourselves too much to other wallets, and including MetaMask. I think MetaMask is doing other things well. I think we're doing other things that are great, right? So the way I would put it is that today MetaMask is great for the EVM ecosystem in general, and XDeFi wallet is basically giving you the ability to also interact with other ecosystems that are not covered by MetaMask, like covered by them, including, for instance, Thorchain, Terra.
I don't know why you're clicking at me like that.
Like Coincash, and much more to come, like Solana, for instance, and so on.
Okay. Because right now you can't, correct me if I'm wrong, you can't have Bitcoin on a MetaMask wallet, right?
You have like Bitcoin, but not a native asset, which is, if you're a Bitcoin person, is what matters to you.
Totally.
So, just so I'm clear, what blockchains are you guys integrated in right now, and what's the future hold?
So today we have Ethereum, Bitcoin, Binance Chain, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Thorchain, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and this is something Terra is basically going to be released really soon, as in a few days. Stay tuned. And then Avalanche will be there soon. It's already integrated. We're testing it right now, working with a little on a few stuff around that. And then we're looking into Phantom and Arbitrum, and most likely going to be Solana end of the year.
Awesome. And was there a certain, what like inspired you to create this? Was there a certain moment, a certain functionality? Like, I see what it does, but why was this important to you?
So Alright, so I think it's first as a user, and it comes down to me being like an early, community member of the Torchain ecosystem back in like at the end of 2019. At the time, so my background is more like financial markets, and like I was already investing in this space, and I kind of changed my investment thesis in 2019, kind of like anticipating that the entire ecosystem is going to really change, like a really Ethereum focused person, and I think at the time this is when I started looking into like projects that will like try to work and improve the probability between different chains. And I think this is when I discovered it. Earlier in 2020, started discussing with the Proxima Torchain, trying to understand how I can, involve myself outside of, running a node or doing stuff like that, creating arbitrage bots, and see how, it really would support like the growth of this entire ecosystem that was like emerging little by little. So after a few discussions, we realized that like, it was really required for this ecosystem to work out, and also for users to interact seamlessly with all the UI interfaces that are part of like Torchain.
I'm trying to get my attention,
the
cutie.
tool that was required, the infrastructure tool that was required, like wallet extension. So we looked a little bit into like the wallet extension market. Really different than the mobile wallet market, which is absolutely saturated. And we realized that like only MetaMask was out there, and obviously, as we just said, MetaMask was only focusing on EVM-based networks. Therefore, we needed to come up with something. So at first, we started like really like with the mentality of like helping the Torchain community to grow and allowing like an easy interaction with all the UI interfaces that would be built on Torchain. That's how we talk about it.
Nice.
XDeFi wallet ape mode. Can you explain that?
Alright, so I didn't mention that. So basically we worked with Block Native on that to make sure that the EIP 1559 was hopefully better implemented than other wallets because it's not a concept that is super easy to understand, and at the same time I think today what really matters for people is to actually like be able to ape fast. And that's why we use the term ape mode, especially if it's like mint with NFTs or if it's like a tool that you want to jump in quickly, like your ability to be included in the next block.
He's so cute.
Whether you're in a season opportunity or another. So that's why we create we came up with ape mode
Finally hit me.
provided by Block Native to make sure that like users are able to be included at 99.9% into the next part. So that's how we came up with this.
Cool. So 8 mode, does it cost more and then you get priority?
Yeah, well, it does cost a little bit more, but it does give priority in the block, and it does make sure that you're included in the next block. Again, not 100%, but pretty close.
But that's really important for like the NFT space, I feel. XDeFi wallet built for NFTs, is that correct? Could you explain that?
Yeah, so the way obviously we call XDeFi, right? So I wouldn't say like it's built only for NFTs, but it's definitely built to cater for both DeFi and NFT users. We are all in the team like massive fan of NFTs, I think, in reasons.
Sweetie.
And that's also true that some people
Cool.
are able to jump into the NFT because they go via the NFT route. So we are indeed a wallet that is focusing heavily, obviously, on DeFi users, but heavily NFT space.
Oh, you got lucky as shit. You know
I
that?
feel that today, I mean actually tomorrow.
Oh my God, come here! No, you're just getting lucky.
The next Instagram, Pinterest of the NFT environments are going to be wallets, right? People that don't want to be managing the NFTs.
Click.
The NFTs on third-party interfaces that they have to first connect with the wallets. I mean, the UX is not great when it comes down to that. So really, like the ambition for XDeFi wallets is not only to allow you to display your NFTs, but also to manage them in the easiest fashion possible. So there are a lot of things that we're doing around that. It's not going to be only that you're going to send NFTs from the wallet to another chain. For instance, a link to a family member or anyone else to show off your NFT. It's also going to be possible for you to sell in one click NFTs. We're looking to right now using the wallet directly, but also deposit your NFT as a collateral and potentially like buy NFTs with friends, etc. So a lot of different things we can do at the NFT level.
Fuck are you doing?
And we're passionate about it, so hopefully like people are gonna like it. And you know, we've been discussing a lot with our community recently around the NFT theme, and there are a lot of ideas brewing right now in the background.
I think that's huge personally because NFT space is obviously blowing up, and the fact that I can't see an NFT like in the most popular wallets.
Look at him broke this shit fast.
That's what you want. You want to see it. You want to show it off. You want to experience it. So I think that'll be huge. Is there a personal NFT that you own that you're pretty proud of?
Yeah, I mean there are several. Like,
You did not expect me to do that.
Being perfectly honest with you. This being said, right now the main NFT project that I'm basically like supporting is the Gutter Cat Gang. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I think it's pretty good.
Say it again.
Gutter Cat Gang.
Good at
It's pretty cool. Like, I think it's next Board 8, but you know, like it's interesting definitely to look into this project. I really like it.
We'll have to ape
Let's
into that one for
see,
sure.
you were annoying too.
Let's talk about the XDeFi wallet token. What is the use case for the token? Just some things like staking, claim free rebates, participate in governance systems, earn by learning, but you know, please.
Yeah, so okay, I'll be honest with you guys, like I can't really like comment on that publicly. So I really encourage you to look at what has been published via Twitter and other medias around that. But yeah, I can't.
Okay. For regulatory reasons, I'm assuming because you're a behind the project. Okay, cool.
And that's
We'll check the
it.
website. Yeah, I have listed staking and governance, but honestly, I guess the website would have more. Speaking about XDeFi, what do you wish more people understood?
I mean, okay, so let's put it this way. I do believe that blockchain is still at really early and nascent stage. Today, most of the people that are going to have like an interaction with cryptos are going to be like via Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, or whatever. But if they really want to, to unleash the full potential of Web3,
Too
they're going to have
fucking
to
cool,
move
eh?
from a centralized exchange to a decentralized one.
What
And
a
this is
sword
really
hook me
this
daddy and
stage
then
people are gonna,
quits.
Jump into a territory that is like more complicated to understand, and that requires
What a
them
poor bunch of
like,
survivors after
available
that
to
first
them
bunch I
and
had.
like how best they can organize their OPSEC and also interact with all the dApps that are offered to them out there. Everyone else, we are a decentralized wallet, right? We are like the first people to onboard these users, these new joiners that have actually no clue about what they're going to do, or maybe they have like a little bit of an understanding of what they're going to do, but it's quite limited, and we can basically help them at the very beginning of their learning curve about Web3 to try to onboard them into this new environment, not just like into XDeFi, but like into the entire Web3 environment. So we do believe that we have a responsibility to help them understanding and grasping like a concept around DeFi and NFTs, and this is exactly what we're going to do. We have different initiatives that are going to be created. A play to learn mechanism, which is how we call it, and whereby people are going to be able to complete milestones of using the wallet and other interfaces in connection with the wallet. And hopefully that's going to be successful. I cannot say too much about it. I kind of want to say more about it, but I cannot say too much about it yet. But that's basically going to be like a heavy focus of the team, and hopefully we will help to cater for wider adoption of the Web3 in general.
For sure. And XDeFi Wallet is backed by some very notable backers: Alameda Research, Animoca Brands, CoinGecko, just to name a few. That was impressive to me. But I guess as we're wrapping up this interview, I feel like we learned a lot about XDeFi Wallet. It does seem like, it's going to be pretty popular in the future. I guess final thoughts for the Altcoin Daily audience, Milay.
Oh, from me, you mean?
Yeah, if you have any final thoughts. I just, you know,
Yeah, I
if
mean,
Sappy,
look-
if you have something to say on the backers that I
No,
listen.
I mean, like, look, the way we are thinking about like building a DeFi wallet is really simple. Like, we're trying to build it like for the end user. So if you have any feedback or anything, like, please, we encourage you to try the wallet. If there is anything that you would like to see in this wallet, any features that you don't have in your current wallet and that you would like us to work on, please feel free to join us on our Discord. Share these features with us, and you know, we will try our best to implement them. We cannot implement everything, but if we don't, we'll explain why. If we like the feature that you're working on, that you've thought about, we'll try our best to implement it. So please try the wallet, guys, and let us know how you felt about it.
Awesome. Emil, thank you so much for taking the time. One of the big reasons I found XDeFi Wallet interesting because it is addressing real needs for DeFi, NFTs, etc. So I appreciate you taking the time. The links for all the stuff you mentioned are down below. And thanks again, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey everybody. I haven't done one of these in a while because I haven't been able to find an asset that really intrigued me that was worthwhile, better than any of the 10 things that I currently hold. So without further ado, let's jump into this one. This is Should I Buy Phantom? I hope you like the content. If you're not subscribed, do it! Anyway, you can always unsubscribe, as they say. Now let's just look at all this good stuff. As usual, I'm going to go through a very detailed step-by-step process, analyze the heck out of this, and make detailed price predictions, a little bit of TA, and a conclusion at the end. And this one was a hard one. But anyway, you guys have been asking for this for the longest time. And it's a great day in the markets. So as usual, let's go. Math, money, freedom, and this is not investment advice. What this means is at the end of this, if I say I buy it, doesn't mean you should buy it. You should do your own research. Anyway, let's go. For those who are new to the channel and have never seen one of my Should I Buy videos, I go through a 10-step process. I look at what it does, how it ranks, will it disrupt an industry, value props, technology, tokenomics, ecosystem, growth and longevity, risks, very important, and finally price predictions, the piece you will love. And my price predictions tend to be very conservative, but also very accurate. So anyway, let's see how this goes. So first of all, what does it do? Well, Phantom is a layer 1 blockchain that uses a single consensus layer to support the creation of multiple execution chains. The network independent consensus layer is called Lachesis, and it features a novel consensus mechanism developed by Phantom, dubbed the Lachesis protocol. Probably butchered that. Anyway, Lachesis can provide security to multiple other layers, the first of which is Phantom's EVM compatible smart contract chain called Opera, and I'll walk you through this architecture in a while. But the project's goal really is to host an ecosystem of execution layers while enabling efficient transactions due to the benefits provided by this Lachesis protocol. So it sounds like a mouthful, but that's the piece you need to know. Now a little bit of the history and background. This was founded in 2018 by a South Korean computer scientist, Dr. An Byung-ik. Smart fellow indeed. He's based in South Korea. They released the Phantom testnet in December 2018. Mainnet launched in December 2019. And it was a little bit about 2 quarters later than expected. And it is ABFT, which is asynchronous Byzantine fault tolerance, and proof of stake mechanism within this particular chain. But we'll go into a lot more detail. So first of all, where does it rank? This is very interesting. Currently it's ranked number 32 from all cryptos. Year-to-date return is a crazy 15,600%. It's one of the top performers this year. Now the market cap is 6.8 billion. It's about a 10th the size of Cardano, and Ethereum is 78 times larger. So that'll come important later. Pricing wise. So the Phantom ecosystem
that's cool.
has 2 very strong segments, and they are the AMM
Oh, they're
DEX and the
savages.
Yield
You know that?
platform. And this is where they really scale very well, do incredibly well, and why they've grown so fast. Some names you may know, like SpookySwap and Geist. let's talk more about some of the value props of this partner
I
chain.
don't know if they'll get it or not.
First of
She
all, it's a high
didn't get it.
throughput,
She
scalable,
didn't get
fast,
it. She
and
didn't
expensive
get
layer
it.
one
She didn't
that
get
can
it.
serve as the Ethereum load balancer. Think Matic to some extent. And Phantom will be one of the new leaders in the
Yo, I got iron grass.
and the
Yo,
recent release
it's
their
fucking crazy.
multichain.xyz, which is a decentralized cross-chain bridge, ushers in a new era in DeFi, so it is super exciting. And users can now simultaneously swap digital assets between Ethereum and
Y'all
Phantom.
fucking nuts.
And that is the future. All future chains must be interchangeable as they go forward.
She got it.
Now let's talk a bit about the technology real fast.
These
I
animals.
kind of hinted at it at the beginning, but the architecture is comprised of 3 parts. You got the core layer, which is the Opera chain, which includes the Lachesis protocol and the DAG. Remember, it's like Hedera is a DAG as well, means it's very fast and efficient. The middle layer includes the virtual machine and other functions. The application layer will host decentralized apps. The Opera chain is the main chain in the DAG as we go forward. So, enough technology details. Let's talk
Holy
about speed.
shit.
In terms of speed, they claim they can handle 300,000 transactions per second. Can they really?
Fucking animals.
So theoretically,
Aye.
they say if each node can create an event block
Oh
every
my god, look at
8
them.
seconds, let me try to get this right. And each node can create 7 to 10 events per block per second. Let's assume 7 per second.
Yo, I'm
at the
punishing
lowest.
y'all.
And assuming that each transaction is 260 bytes, a single event block can include about 440 transactions. And assuming that you have an infinite
Yo,
number of nodes, you can actually hit that 300,000 mark. But in reality, we're not sure of the exact scale, but the stuff that I've researched says it's somewhere between 4,500 transactions per second and 20,000 transactions per second.
I don't know what you're all doing, yo. You're all
Cardano is
goofy
about
as shit.
258 transactions per second. EOS about 10,000. And again, scalability is yet to be verified. Meanwhile, Ethereum 2.0 will have sharding in their capability sometime middle of next year. And the sharding involves breaking up the network into smaller little shards, little pieces of glass, imagine it like that. And they allegedly will be able to do 100,000 transactions per second. Remember, today, Solana has 50,000 transactions per second. It caps out at 400,000 transactions per second, as we found out a month or so ago.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's
These
the
animals.
speed. Speed is very important. What's also very important in this whole tri-level world, beyond speed, is security and decentralization. In terms of security, I just dumped them both in this page here. Ethereum has a long and proven track record, but they are moving to proof of stake. And some people are concerned that there will be some big bag holders that will have a lot of influence over the network. Phantom's Lachesis does seem to have a stronger fundamental thanks to its leaderless approach. It is unique, it's very smart, and I
What
think
is wrong with these
they may have
animals?
the edge from a security point of view over Ethereum. Now,
Go,
when we look
zombie,
at
go, my love.
decentralization, it's a little bit concerning here. When you look at Phantom, they only have 47 validators in the network. If you saw my video on Sunday, I analyzed the importance of validators around how decentralized the protocol is, so it really isn't very decentralized. So, security, yes.
Get her, zombie, no, get her.
Decentralization, not so good. But let's keep on going. See what else we can dig up. Tokenomics. So a total of about 3.175 billion Phantom was initially issued, and that is the entirety of the supply.
She fucking jerked the hell out
Including
of me.
staking rewards, which is issued at launch. About 40% was allocated to the public and private sale investors, including some bonuses. And the Phantom tokens have no vesting schedule. 15% was allocated to advisors with a 3-month lockup. And,
My zombies are goated.
I think the
My zombies are
founders had a
goated.
24-month vesting period with a cliff, and that's all behind us now. And about 3.6% was allocated to strategic reserve, and that's kind of it. Now the daily expected distribution is set at about 682,425 Phantom until 2024. So that is a little bit inflationary, and again, we'll take that into account when we look at the pricing model later as well. So let's look at a couple of things. When we ran them through our models, we have the crypto compendium, which looks at things like centralization, tokenomics, inflation, regulatory risk, etc. And then we have a second model called the SCP profiler, which is the smart contract platform profiler. And the first thing on the compendium, it scores about 5.4, which is basically the bottom 54th percentile of the top 300 cryptos. And if you compare that to Ethereum, that scored 9.4 in that model. When you look at the SCP profiler, Ethereum scores a 7. This is not perfect because it has some scalability issues and gas issues, etc. But Phantom scores a 3.4. So they got a little bit hammered, and the overall composite score ranks Phantom number 11 out of the top 20 smart contract platforms. So it's even behind Cardano based on our modeling. And again, models are models. They just give indicators. They don't really reflect the price, but they do give you some information that is important to things like regulatory risk and centralization, inflation, tokenomics, and all that stuff, and the amount of dApps built, TVL, growth rates, etc. on the SCP profiler. So they are important, and they've been working very well for us so far.
I should have just
Now,
told
some other
them.
numbers here, you'll see this is
let her
another
get
thing.
away.
It looks at the amount of TVL, which is extremely impressive, and some other data, the number of smart contracts deployed, over 12,000. So this thing is really taking off. It's been super successful, but there's more. So let's go a little bit further. One of the cool ratios that is important to look at is the market cap divided by
Oh, that
total
worked.
value locked. Here you can see the clear winner is Chainlink at 0.19. Phantom is number 2 with a ratio of 1.4. Avalanche number 3, 1.75, Terra, etc. You'll see Solana is down the bottom at 4.38. But again, it's just a ratio. Ethereum is about 3. But it's important when you have a large amount of TVL locked up with a relatively small market cap, it's going to go big. But when you're, say, a $500 billion asset, it's hard to get that amount locked up as fast. So, you know, the bigger you get, the less the more this ratio will become over time. But it's an interesting one to look at. Now, this is an interesting piece from the block. They looked at the TVL in the Phantom ecosystem. A lot of it, all of it, actually, to some extent, was driven by Geist. And Geist offers, the reason we look at inflation, it's very important, extraordinarily high inflation rewards in the form of the Geist token. And this drove a lot of TVL because people wanted to kind of stake and get access to this reward that they think is a reward, but really it makes the asset perform very poorly. Think of it as liquidation. That's why I hate inflation. Now, there was a lot of negatives regarding this very aggressive incentive scheme. In some ways, Geist's launch strategy paid off so far. It brought a lot of TVL into the Phantom ecosystem, which made it score very well in our SCP profiler and got a lot of people's attention. But it is beginning to lag right now and fall off. Now, the second largest protocol, I think, was SpookySwap, and that is better run but significantly smaller. And we'll see. We'll monitor this very carefully. Was Geist one-off? Is it all going to drag away over time? We'll see. But there is a huge impact on the TVL within Phantom. Let's look at the investors. They have an impressive list of investors. In fact, Alameda Research, which is Sam Bankman-Fried's etc. organization behind the scenes, they also put some money into them very recently. So they have a lot of investors behind them. Most of these investors, though, are from South Korea and Asia, so I'm not familiar with most of them. And you don't see the likes of Andreessen Horowitz in there as well. But they do have a lot of investors, which is a good sign. Now let's look at their ecosystem and partnerships. This is mind-blowing for such a new chain and a small chain. They had tons and tons of partnerships all across the board. How real all of these are, I can't tell. But their logo chart is pretty impressive. If you look at kind of their wallet relationships, their Oracle relationships, you name it, all across the board. The DeFi partnerships they have, very, very impressive. Over 200 financial institutions, etc. supported. They've also partnered with Fireblocks. They're integrated with Coinbase Wallet. They listed Phantom, I think, last month. Although the token isn't available on Coinbase Exchange, I'm going to talk about that later, what's coming up. But Phantom is also available on several other currency exchanges. We'll also talk about it. They've also partnered with Chainlink.
You guys are animals, yo. I was like, what's gonna happen?
They're doing real-world projects in countries like Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Afghanistan. They seem to like the stands for some reason. Unusual. Korean company is working in that part of the world. We'll talk more about that too.
Animals. Look
So
at
let's
them.
look at growth and longevity. 2 years since mainnet launch, and very, very impressive growth so far. So, again, AMM DEXs and yield aggregator platforms are doing incredibly well. And that's Let's talk
I'm
about
done.
risks.
You guys
Very
win.
important to look at risks.
You guys
as we go forward.
win.
So first of all,
Chill
as a
out.
whole space, DeFi regulation could impact plays like Phantom because of their newness and their some level of centralization. So there is potential for some kind of DeFi crackdown that could have a knock-on effect on this smart contract platform. Also, Afghanistan, one of their real-world cases, obviously is now under control by the Taliban. I don't need to talk any more about that. They have had some technical hitches as well from their technology, and their technology is different from other blockchains, and it does allow transactions to be processed simultaneously. And scalability is in question. They are kind of cooking the books a little bit with that as well. They've had a couple of outages too. On February 25th, where a couple of validators slowed down the rate of emissions and brought the thing to a grinding halt. I think it was 2 validators. And that's the problem when you have 47 validators. If a couple go offline, it's game over. Now let's talk about more risks as well. One of the things I didn't like is the top 2 holders. Think of the top 2 owners own 20%. The top 8 have a combined 31%, and the top 83 have over 50% of the tokens. So that's not a good thing at all, by no stretch. Now let's look at price predictions. You guys love this. So I took all the top analysts that are in the space and analyzed their price prediction wallets. So if you look here carefully, you will see the top analysts, Trading Beasts, Wallet Investor, Digicoin, GovCapital, Long Forecast were all kind of similar to some extent. And you can see they all have like 2021 targets around $3, $3.50, and 2022 again similar again, with the exception of GovCap. They went up to $11 in 2026, which is kind of high on the high side. Then you have Wallet Investor. They were typically a little bit underpriced based on normal. Coinpedia in 2025 and CoinCora were completely ridiculous. So there's no point in me taking them into account, but if you do the math of $75 a token times the amount of supply, it becomes a very, very hefty market capitalization. So let's look at another cool thing is the chart. I like to analyze the technical analysis. Now, before I go to my price predictions, we'll look at this first. So as you can see, this has been a crazy year, up 15,000%. It was basically a blip at the beginning of the year. And it had explosive growth all the way up to $3.50, and now it's consolidating. Now, what I have done is it's currently at about $2.70, a little bit, $2.69 right now. And it has, when you look at the competitors like Polkadot, Ethereum, Solana over the last couple of days, last week or so, for some reason Phantom is incredibly weak. It is just languishing and it's flat. And that might be because it ran up too hard, too fast, too quickly. Now if you look at the 50-day moving average, it's about $1.96. And the 200-day moving average is about 90 cents. So it shows you how high it's gone up so fast. So if I was to buy, in full disclosure, I haven't bought yet. I might wait till the conclusion at the end, but I would not pay above $2.21. That would be my entry point, which is actually at the 0.38 Fibonacci level. And I would also have to find a horse that I would swap out of my existing stable. So that is kind of the chart. But let's look at my pricing model, where I think this could go. So first of all, if we look here, you can see I would go out to 2030, and I base a lot of my methodology on the market cap of Ethereum and how much market share it could take from the market cap of Ethereum, because it is Ethereum-based protocol, and if it does succeed, it has to eat away at the Ethereum market share. So if for this model, I assume a 1% of Ethereum's market cap based on my Ethereum price prediction models, and that could take us to $4.14 this year, again assuming Ethereum does what I think it's going to do, and it's over halfway there by the way right now. And 2030 could take us all the way up to $28. Now if they are blindly successful and they get 2% of Ethereum market capital, it could be a $50 token in the year 2030, $8 this year, and on and on. The more we go out though, the more less likely it's going to be. So basically I do have some confidence that it could be a $4.14 token at the end of this bull run, which could end Q1 next year. So let's talk about a couple of other things. You always get this question: where do I buy it? There's a couple of places you can get it. You can get it on places like Gemini, Uniswap, FTX outside the US, Crypto.com, 1inch, etc. So there's plenty of places you can buy it if you are looking for it. But let's now jump to my conclusion real fast. The best part. So this is going to be a 3-part conclusion because there's a lot to digest with this particular chain. So first of all, conclusion part 1. Phantom has taken its first steps with the DeFi marketplace to attract developers with a prize pool of about 370 million Phantom. So they're really incentivizing developers to come on board. And they have a bunch of hackathons just like Polygon and Avalanche and Salo have as well. Now the Phantom ecosystem has 2 strong segments. I mentioned the AMM DEX capability, and as a yield aggregator platform, they crush it in these 2 areas considering they're so small. But they have a lot of work to do in some other areas as well. So up to now, they haven't been that successful in areas such as NFTs and launchpads and GameFi, etc. They haven't been able to bring as many developers on board into that area yet. But again, the key highlight here is they are 5th largest TVL in the market and compatible with EVM, which makes it stand out from projects that want to implement a multi-chain platform. They're also doing a lot of great work with different economies as well, as we mentioned. Some of them run by some scary groups. So, conclusion part 2. This one of Phantom's biggest strengths may also be its biggest weakness. So, although Phantom has its blockchain and mainnet, all applications are built using Solidity and integrate with the Ethereum virtual machine. Basically, it's an Ethereum platform to a large extent. Phantom doesn't have their own proprietary software development kit, although they do have plans to release one, but we don't know when that's ever going to come. So for the time being, Phantom is therefore only a great complement to Ethereum, and its success is tied to the success of Ethereum. So we'll see where all this goes, but basically the net of this is it an ETH killer? No, because it's like a little baby Ethereum, so it's not going to come out and kill the mothership. It can't right now. So that's, a lot of people say, oh, Phantom's the next ETH killer. It's like, I don't see that happening. Third and final conclusion. So per our crypto compendium and the smart contract profiler composite score ranks, it's number 11 from the top 20 smart contract platforms. And the issues are speed, centralization, and inflation. And a couple more items as well. The upside still exists though, and I see Phantom easily capturing 1% of the ETH market cap despite some issues, and the potential to go to 2%, which would take it to between 4 and 750 this cycle if we are lucky. Phantom was overbought, it's consolidating now, and we'll see. And again, to reiterate per the chart, I would buy at 221, but not above. Now, there is one final thing I'd like to mention is the Coinbase effect. If they Coinbase dual list Phantom, of course it's going to go gangbusters. So if we do get close to that, try getting it early. It's worth a speculative pitch. And again, this $2.70 token could go to $4.14 or more this cycle, but I did not buy. I like things to do a 3x for me to get involved, and I don't see this doing a 3x this cycle. So that is the conclusion. But if it does fall to 221, I'm in. So hope you guys like the content. That's a wrap for now. Phantom, let me know in the comments below what you want me to do next as well. Alright? A big thank you everybody, and thank you to everybody out there in the chat too. I'll chat with you guys now. Bye.
But if you're here at a hackathon and you're going to spend 2 days on building something anyway, why not build something really, really cool that's truly decentralized and can actually pay people in a useful way? I mean, that's just cool. I mean, that's exciting. I'm excited. This excites me. It does.
Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. In today's video, I want to share with you the biggest things happening right now in this crypto market. Top altcoins making news that you should know. If you're interested in making money with cryptocurrency, click subscribe. We drop a video every single day demystifying this cryptocurrency market. Let's jump in. First piece of news involves SHIB. SHIB has jumped another 16% after its Binance listing, as well as its Times Square advertisement. What you're about to see is a gigantic digital billboard that says, "We will reach the moon soon," as well as a cartoon Shiba Inu dog dressed in a Wall Street shirt and tie. This is what the masses are seeing. Watch this. Wow. Give me your thoughts down below in the video comment section. The SHIB Army going hard, taking profits, buying advertising. Also, in an interesting twist of events, crypto exchange Binance today announced it will open trading for the SHIB Doge pair, enabling traders to make direct bets on either of the competing coins. So SHIB versus Doge trading now available, and to top this all off, possibly the biggest piece of SHIB news, rumors started to circulate that Tesla could be adding SHIB as a payment option. This is what Sawyer Merritt, a well-known Twitter personality with a large following, pointed to in one of his latest tweets. So this guy checked the Tesla website code. So it appears the Tesla website source code shows Shiba, aka SHIB, under the payment type section in the code when clicking inspect element during checkout. It's not live, however. Since I'm not a coder or anything, I'll let y'all figure out what the heck this means. So as of yesterday, we clearly see a Shiba payment option in the code, not live yet, and this was backed up by actual developers. I'm a coder, and from what I can see, it does seem like SHIB is going to be part of the payment gateway when you choose crypto on the checkout process. So this is a super interesting leak. SHIB owners, SHIB Army, would you spend your SHIB on a Tesla? Let me know down below. And next up, big piece of news involving Ethereum. Ethereum sees first consecutive week of deflationary issuance. More than $65 million worth of Ethereum is currently being burned daily by the Ethereum network. So as you know, after EIP 1559, which has already happened, with every single ETH transaction, some Ethereum gets burned, and ETH gets burned every day. But that does not mean that every day is deflationary, let alone this week. But this last week was, and the reason why is because the network continues to get more popular. And just think about this. Nike has just filed a patent to join the ETH network / metaverse on Ethereum. Virtual Nike shoes. Big companies jumping onto this metaverse rocket. So here's how we know. Nike is heading to the metaverse. On October 27th, the company filed a new trademark application for Nike just
Bro, she thought I had a hatchet. I had no more hatchets.
To make and sell Nike branded virtual shoes and clothing. So they're getting
Oh my God.
in a row. Just do it. This is literally just filed. Here's the
Fucking
date
hero.
right here. And they're saying they could potentially offer downloadable virtual goods, namely computer programs featuring footwear, clothing, headwear, eyewear, bags, sports bags, etc. But Nike is entering this Ethereum metaverse potentially a big way. Next piece of quick news for Cardano. The next upgrade is coming. Cardano proposed to scale with Hydra upgrade as the network reaches 2 million wallets. So this is obviously a huge milestone, 2 million wallets. It was just announced in a tweet posted by the Cardano Foundation on Monday. The number of Cardano wallets has surpassed the 2 million mark. The network reached the previous milestone of 1 million ADA wallets just this year on May 22nd, 2021. So the stepping stones of mass adoption clearly. And if you're asking why are all these people onboarding on the Cardano network? Well, we know during this period, number one, the Cardano Foundation successfully implemented the Alonzo hard fork, enabling smart contracts on the network, so we know that dApps can be built, that's number one. And number two, as Charles Hoskinson continues his tour of Africa, via a tweet posted last week, Hoskinson claimed that 5 million students in Ethiopia are on schedule to receive digital IDs linked to their academic records that are based on the Cardano. So those things have happened, we've seen the growth, what's happening next? That's layer 2 scale. When asked about the progress regarding Cardano's Layer 2 scaling solution Hydra during the AMA session on Saturday, Hoskinson said this: "We are going to keep adding resources to Hydra, and we've been trying to identify some teams that can help parallelize the work stream with such a high commercial priority. And it's going to be very important that we'll be able to offload a large number of the transaction traffic that's going to come from all the apps that are coming. So while no date has been set yet, he does say it's a priority because of the dApps, because of the network traffic. They're working on it. I'll keep you updated. Next up, let's talk about the metaverse. The Sandbox has just raised over $93 million to expand its NFT metaverse. Here are details. The metaverse continues to be the next attraction point of crypto for investors, with the Sandbox, an Animoca Brands subsidiary and non-fungible token metaverse platform, funding that, led by SoftBank Vision Fund 2. And what was most interesting to me were some of the names that chose to invest: Polygon Studios, Samsung Next, Animoca Brands, among others, which is a very, very interesting sign. Which brings me to my next question: how do they plan to use the investment, the money? According to the announcement, the Sandbox aims to speed up the growth of its open metaverse with games, live performances, and social experiences, while supporting more creators and involving more brands and IP intellectual properties. Either way, Sandbox making moves. Pretty cool to see. I'll keep you updated. Next up, lower cap altcoin news for Injective Protocol. The IBC Bridge is officially live on Injective, meaning that now assets from the Cosmos ecosystem can seamlessly be transferred over to the Injective for derivatives trading and new DeFi applications. So IBC live on Injective means it's fully interoperable with the Cosmos ecosystem. Here are the details. This was Injective Governance Proposal number 60, and if you are an Atom hodler, a Cosmos hodler, what does this now mean for you? Ultimately, the IBC upgrade brings Injective to markets, allowing anyone to create IBC-enabled markets. Notably, users for the first time ever can create entirely decentralized Atom perpetual markets. So decentralized derivatives trading, now with the Cosmos ecosystem. We'll see the progress. Next piece of news for Bitcoin. El Salvador plans to use its BTC profits to build the first 20 Bitcoin schools. So they are using the freedom that comes along with Bitcoin, as well as the profits right now coming from Bitcoin, to invest back into their infrastructure, back into their country, and build schools. We know this from a recent tweet coming from the press secretary of the presidency, who outlined El Salvador's future plans. According to a local report, the construction of the 20 new facilities comes to support the cryptocurrency education for locals and joins the 400 schools of the 9 new school programs. So Bitcoin education will definitely continue. Good to see, I like to see. And that is the video. My name's Austin. Like always, see you. And by the way, this was a random excerpt taken from the depths of the bear market in February 2020 from Sergey Nazarov, exciting the developer community of Chainlink. See you tomorrow.
But if you're here at a hackathon and you're going to spend 2 days on building something anyway, why not build something really, really cool that's truly decentralized and can actually pay people in a useful way? I mean, that's just cool. I mean, that's exciting. I'm excited. I'm just excited. It does. This is more exciting than I made a token, I sent a token. I mean, it is. I mean, why not give it a shot? I would.
One, two, three. Hey. Gotta make sure I got my little things on. Really hard to type in these things, so I'm not. That was it. That was the end of the nail show. But happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you like the content. Ready for a quick one? I'm supposed to be a guy guy called Wolverine from X-Men, and people asked me to dress up as that guy for Halloween, so here I am. So I hope you're all having fun. And this is what these endemic.
Not really.